It's Friday the 5th of May 2023 and we're back here at the Alton Towers Resort to bring you all the latest Nemesis construction updates.
Stuff keeps happening all the time, so we're so excited to follow this along.
The activity on site every day, there is new things happening. It's only been a couple of days since our last update. Make sure you check it out if you haven't already seen it. We've also created a playlist now featuring all of the different videos that we've filmed so far. And as you can see from the title of this update and the previous one, we're putting the date on there now as well. As things are happening so often, we don't just want to be like, Nemesis update, May 2023. We'll put the exact date on there, just to look back on in the future as well, to kind of for prosperity really.
Exactly, we can say that, oh, this happened on this date, this happened on that date, so we can always look back on it.
Having this opportunity to watch the ride go up and live it so close really is very exciting. And we've got lots of updates to talk about. Firstly, starting off with this that's appeared since the last update. Let's have a closer look. So here we are right next door to the observation platform. We'll head on there again in just a few moments. But yeah, look at this. So yeah, this logo actually appeared the night after we filmed the last update. And that's the thing, it's an ongoing development here at Alton Towers. There's so much going on and we will bring you as many of them updates and details as we can do. But yeah, look at this. I mean, what does that represent? Something to do with the phalanx. I mean, what are you thinking, Shark, to that?
For me, it looks a bit like a target, doesn't it?
It does,
so
yeah.
I'm not too sure what it means, but I'm sure we're going to find out sooner rather than later.
Is this related to the return of Nemesis Subterra? I mean, there's more activity. There's testing going on again today. There's a lot of staff. We've just seen Merlin Magic making in there from the outside. We're going to hear something soon. It's all going to relate to the storyline, of course. And yeah, with this, it's very interesting how it's been done. Let's go have a little look further down Forbidden Valley, because there's some more, and also with a hashtag as well. Another view from down here of the observation deck. And yeah, there's the logo just on the side there too. And here's a look at the Nemesis archway. Iconic. How cool would it be to see that original logo up there? And a fun fact for you, the original logo, I believe, is still in place, because if you look on the top right corner, I mean, you can't really see it with the lighting, but you can actually see a yellow board behind and just the top of the old logo, because they literally just attached this on. You can't really see it that well because of the lighting this morning. But yeah, next time you're down here, have a look at that, and I'll get it in another update for you. But yeah, they literally plastered that on, and the old sign is still there behind it with a yellow background. I don't think I'd really like to see the yellow come back, but at least the main logo itself with the light kind of yellow in the text behind it with the main red being prominent.
I've never noticed that before.
Have you not?
No.
Yeah, it's still there. Like, if you took that off, like, it would still be there. But that was like an actual full yellow background instead, which is interesting. But so much to talk about. Look at this, hashtag seek the truth. I mean, obviously all this relates to the phalanx and all these announcements that are going on. There's so much happening. It's been a developing story since last year with these biohazard and property of the phalanx. Nemesis is closed, all the videos, all the marketing behind it. We said already, Alton Towers have really gone to town with all of this, which is great. But you can see the logo down here and that hashtag seek the truth. And then what's interesting is how it's run down here. I don't know if that's intentional or if that's just from when they obviously spray painted it on with the template. I think it probably is that.
I think it's just run.
You know, I mean, it might have a meaning. I doubt it, but yeah, you can see like, how it's kind of all the way down there. I don't know. It looks to me like it's just ran, but then has it been done on purpose? I'm not too sure. And then I looked at the top here and thought, oh, they've done a bit up here. Then realised that's some bird poop just on the top, just there. But yeah, here's a little look at this. Hashtag seek the truth. All the announcements, lots going on. But firstly, we're going to have a look on the observation platform. I don't really think we're going to see loads from up here again yet, but there's certainly been an exciting delivery over on the car park. And what we can see from up here on the walkway towards the observation platform is how that support is now in place for parts of the final inversion of Nemesis. And if you look just to the left-hand side of the monorail track there, you can just see the supports peeking out from behind it. We'll get a better view of that from down on ground level. Whilst we're up here though, with it being a nice sunny day, let's give you all a bit of an update. I know it's only been a couple of days, but things are developing very quickly with the Nemesis site. And yeah, here we are looking out on this glorious day. I do really like this. It's a great monorail observation point as well. We're looking out over Galactica. Yeah, lots of activity.
This is a biohazard risk containment zone. All hazardous material has been made safe for civilian viewing.
It's all the announcements and everything, which are fantastic. We love it, don't we?
I like how much effort they've actually put into this, and as the track starts to go in even more, it's going to be great to see it up here.
It really is. Lots of regular trips to Alton Towers for us. Well, I mean, we are anyway, but even more so now. And yeah, there's another look at them signs that we saw back at the start of the video with the hashtag seek the truth and the two logos just on there. Hey, there goes the monorail. Fantastic. Love that. Strawberry train, fresh British strawberries. Now I just wanted to point this out whilst we're here on the observation platform. You also get a great view looking over Forbidden Valley and the huge set piece here at the top of the area that's been in place since 1994. The Nemesis gun just there, and I'll zoom in on it for you. And you really get to appreciate all the details on there from above. You don't really see it that well from on the ground, or you can just see the side of it. From up here it looks awesome, all the smoke coming out of it, the Nemesis soundtrack playing there, and of course that old logo on there as well. And yeah, the new track design does remind me very much of old school Nemesis, that original logo from 1994, the more kind of cartoon look. And you've got to bear in mind there was a comic book made all about Nemesis and the story back in 1994, and it does seem more likely they're going down that route again. Yeah, look at that logo, I'd love to see that make a return. Well, some more views there from the observation platform, and like I say, that is going to be a fantastic place to view the Nemesis track installation when they start working on them areas towards there. At the moment the track installation is taking place towards the end of the layout, so obviously you get the better views of that from down here on ground level. Now I'm a big fan of the observation platform and all their meanings what they've put on the walls. It's very interesting stuff.
It's just so exciting to know what's going to happen and what the meanings for those are going to be, but I do absolutely love the observation platform, and it will be more exciting when more track starts to arrive.
It's great that they've done it. Like, I am really pleased that they have, and yeah, it's going to be great views, especially when that first corkscrew goes in. Like, it's going to be really nice up there, and it's really helping the excitement stay for this project, because obviously Nemesis being closed at Alton Towers for a full year was always going to have a kind of sad impact on this part of the park, you know, because it is a big ride for Alton Towers. However, next year you can just imagine when this beast opens up again.
It's going to be pumping atmosphere.
It's going to be great, it really is. But anyway, we've just got some more angles from down here towards Galactica of that final inversion, as you can see just here. So yeah, just doing a bit of a slow pan there. You can see where the track just ends at the moment. So they kind of started working from the brake run. Obviously the brake run was the original track. They put in that final turn that we can all see from on ground level, and then here you can see they've started to put that final inversion in place, which of course goes through the tunnel. And yeah, that next section of track is out on the car park ready to go into place, which is really exciting. So yeah, we'll take a look around that way now and go and have a look, because some of the track is actually unwrapped, so we're going to be able to see it really close from here.
Let's go and see it.
Oh, so exciting. There goes Galactica, and no other changes to report here with the Nemesis track, but another angle a little bit further back. Actually, your best views of this are from further back. Look at that, fantastic to see the detailing, and we're going to see that even closer now over on the car park as the next sections have been uncovered, ready to be installed. Let's go and have a look. So we just come out of the Galactica gate, and look at this, our first close-up look at the track here. We've seen them sections installed with the detailing on, but not this close. Actually here on the trucks and unwrapped ready. This is a sign that these are the next pieces to go into place, because there's a few more sections that have arrived down the back there that are still wrapped up. Normally what they do is bring them here, leave them wrapped up, and then actually take all that wrapping off as soon as they're about to be installed. So this is probably going to go into place tonight. However, we're not too sure. We will find out, of course, and bring you more updates. But yeah, look at this, our first close-up look at the design there. Bear in mind it's got a bit of rain on it, but yeah, look at that. What do you think?
Oh, I absolutely love it. It looks so good, doesn't it?
Yeah, and when you see it up close, you realise the detailing on there, and I'm going to zoom in a bit for you now just so you can see that. But yeah, if I zoom in just here, you can actually see how it's not just one shade of red there on the black. There's actually a few different shades, and yeah, it kind of goes white there. There is like a white line going through the bottom of it there and out onto the actual veins themselves, which I do think looks fantastic. And yeah, each one looks slightly different as well. It doesn't just follow one kind of straight pattern all the way along. And yeah, in different sections it wraps further round, and you can see that on the final section that's already being installed in the park, how it wraps it round different areas. Wow, just to come and see it this close. It doesn't feel like that long at all, does it, since we were seeing that old track come out like we said the other day. But yeah, to actually come and see it now unwrapped like this and up close, it is, yeah, and you get to appreciate the pattern and design even more. And it's been one of them that a lot of people like it and a lot of people don't. It's always going to be a mixed reaction, because it is a big change to Nemesis. It's not the original look at all of Nemesis, it's in fact very different. But what they've done here with the track makes me really excited to see what they're going to do with the trains. We know there's new trains for Nemesis. What are they going to look like? What colours are they going to look like?
If they had lights on them, but I'm thinking too far ahead.
Like Monster at Grown Lund.
Yeah, that would be so good.
Yeah, the thing is, that'd be nice, but you've got to think, how often would they get to use them here as well?
So it wouldn't be that
would it be worth the investment? You know, I mean, I think it would for a few weeks of the year, but obviously, you know, it would cost a fortune. But yeah, what a lot of people have been talking about is the fact that could this be more UV paint and at night they're going to add UV lighting around the area to light it up, possibly, you know, kind of have spotlight shine at it. I'm not too sure. That's just what a lot of people have also been speculating about, and that's the thing, there's a lot of speculation being going on about all this stuff. But yeah, the trains I look forward to seeing. Also, a really interesting comment that a lot of people have been making, and myself also thought, before the monster of Nemesis, I mean, we're getting really technical now, the monster of Nemesis was the station building. As you can see, that is the monster. It's got the eye on the front, you know, it's got all the veins kind of coming out for it, and the track was to kind of pin down the monster.
Yeah, I guess so.
Whereas now we've got all the veins actually on the track. Are we now riding the monster as part of the storyline?
I'm sure that we'll find that out throughout the story of what is actually going on.
Definitely. Well, let's have another look around this way and see what we can find. Yeah, look at this massive box section track from B&M. And as we can see from on this side, the red vein pattern isn't actually on all sides of the track. It all depends on exactly where that section is going to go and how much of it you're going to see from off-ride. You got to think, other than the front row, it's not really going to make a difference on-ride. It's more for the off-ride look of this. And the fact they're putting so much thought into how this is not just going to ride, but also look from off-ride is really exciting. Now, this is really interesting that I just spotted over here, because yeah, I'm going to zoom in on this track section and just show you some of the writing on here. Now here's something really interesting for you all. You can see the writing on the side of the track. Now obviously it was manufactured over in Ohio and then shipped over here to the UK. And yeah, you can see the date just on the side when I reckon this piece of track was actually fabricated. You can see it actually says 12/21/22. Bear in mind, this was built in the USA and manufactured over there. And yeah, they actually say the date differently to us here in the UK. So that would actually be the 21st of the 12th 22. So the 21st of December last year, when this piece of track looks like it was fabricated. And you can see lots of other bits of information on there. There's a barcode on there as well. It's quite funny, isn't it? Maybe just scan the barcode before it gets shipped over. And yeah, you can see like the numbers on there as well, the hashtag, basically just so they know exactly which piece that is. And I imagine they've got the plans probably on like an iPad or something, and then they can match it all up right to make sure they're the sections of track that they need. And obviously the fact they're shipping them here in order as well. And here's another section of track just here too. And yeah, it looks like this is the final part of the final inversion on Nemesis. So yeah, you can just see all the detailing again here close up. That's what's great, actually coming here to see this morning and just seeing the detailing in without the wrapping on, because we've not got this close to the track. You physically can't yet because it's behind a fence, whereas here you can just get so nice and close to it and just see the detailing. And anybody that had concerns about is it just a red kind of stripe painted on there, you can really see that isn't the case when you look at it here in even more detail, which is fantastic. But yeah, I reckon these are the next two pieces to go in. I don't think they'd be unwrapped like this if they weren't. And yeah, they're probably the next sections. One of these will be part of the final inversion, and then probably the section just after that as well. Now what's really interesting is, if we move on to the next truck just here, look at the supports. Now we all know for a fact that final inversion is very low to the ground. These supports are definitely not going to be for that section, which makes me think that this is actually going to be for that next section of track just round the corner, the kind of turn before you come down into the final inversion. So I don't think it's going to be too long before we see this. You can also see how instead of it being a matte black, it's like a gloss, which makes it really shiny. The difference is, you look at Galactica's lift hill, for example, which is also black or dark grey, some would maybe say, but that's matte. It's not a gloss. It's not a really nice shine to it like this just here, which does look fantastic. I've got to say, I love the shine that it's got, and hopefully it will keep that. It is going to take some upkeeping though with the pattern on there, and that's been another people's concern. You know, are we going to see the pattern starting to kind of fade, or maybe like the paint start flaking or chipping at any point? And that's something that, you know, we're only going to see over time, isn't it? But when you look at it up close, it's very heavily detailed and it looks really good quality paint that they've used on there. So hopefully they're going to be able to really maintain it well.
It doesn't look like they've gone for a cheaper option. It does look quite a premium paint, so
it does.
Fingers crossed it will stay and that they keep the upkeep on it.
I mean, I'm not a paint expert, and neither is Charlotte, but we're looking at it up close. You know, we're looking at it up close, and it, you know, it looks really good. It looks thick. That's what I want to say. The paint looks really thick on there. It's kind of like an extra. It's embossed in a way on the track. Yeah, so hopefully, you know, it's going to last. But yeah, really interesting looking at these other supports. We've then got the next sections of track just down here. This is wrapped up. So yeah, this is the angle we had a couple of days ago. We could get close to the track, but we couldn't see the detailing. So it's so nice to see those up there unwrapped. And yeah, these sections, it's hard to tell, but this this possibly looks like it could be, like I say, that kind of big overbank turn before making your way down underneath the exit bridge to Nemesis and into that final inversion. And that will make sense if they're working backwards as well, like they seem to be at the moment, which is quite interesting. And yeah, you look at these supports just here as well. Again, they're quite tall. They look possibly like they could be for those sections. Now, as we make our way down here, there's another 2 pieces of track. The deliveries just keep on coming. I can't believe it. And you can see here what is definitely an inversion. And yeah, after looking at this, it's not really that hard to tell where this is for. Definitely going to be for that 0G roll over the top of the station there.
100%. It looks so big.
Yeah, it does. Like, you can just tell from the twist on there. There's not another inversion like that on Nemesis. Obviously, we've got the final inversion in place. This looks to be well, definitely the 0G roll on the station. You've then got the large loop, and then you've got the first corkscrew. And yeah, it's definitely not the first corkscrew because yeah, the angle of that is completely different. But yeah, look at that. Really interesting to see that in place now. Because yeah, that kind of is a mid part of the layout for Nemesis, which I find very fascinating. So that goes to show, are they going to be always working in order, so to speak, or is that going to go in soon?
Of when stuff gets delivered, just working from that sort of angle.
Maybe. I still think though each item is being delivered kind of in an order, because I think this is set up intentional like this to go down. Like they're ready to go in tonight. They've been doing it overnight, a lot of the work as well, to stop kind of operations having to be halted in Forbidden Valley. It does make me think, you know, that they're the next ones to go in, then they'll gradually move things down. The next delivery will come in. We don't know that, just speculation, but based on what's happened this past week, it seems to be the case. Then you've got a couple of smaller supports just over here as well. I say small, they're still massive. I mean, what's that? Maybe like 5-6 meters, possibly bigger than that. But yeah, really fascinating stuff. Brilliant to see. And just around the other side of the fence, a close-up look at the Phalanx truck just there. I love how they've done this. Like, they could have just brought it on normal trucks, but no, they've put all the branding on. There you go, the Phalanx truck. Obsessed with these. I think they look fantastic. And there it is on the front there as well. And yeah, in the video that they did, all the lights on and all the Phalanx around. Fantastic. Yeah, that's a really nice touch. And here's a look at the tracking supports from the back. You've currently got 8 trailers all stacked up here. It all started with just 3, and then yeah, as you can see, there's now 8 over here, which is fantastic. It's doing my OCD in a bit though. They're all blue and that one's red down the end, but you know, it's one of them. But yeah, look at that. Another look at the supports there. Some smaller sections on the top just there as well, connected to it. It does fascinate me, roller coasters and how they kind of put them all together. Honestly, like knowing about each part and getting it all to fit. And even with this, it's more complex than a complete ground up ride, because as we know with Nemesis, they haven't replaced every single section of track. We're talking track that's 29 years old that they're having to play with as well, you know, with the lift hill, the station, the brake run. So it's getting it all to kind of connect up, isn't it, really? Like, there's a lot of pressure on these teams.
Quite interesting to see how the paintwork goes when they're painting the old track.
Yeah, because, you know, are we going to see this red kind of vein up the lift hill and the brake run as well?
Sure on that one.
You know, I hope we do, but yeah, obviously it's going to be quite hard for them to do that, isn't it? Like, they're going to have to get a lot of scaffolding in for that. But yeah, here's another look from this angle. Zoom in again here, because that's a great shot, isn't it, of it up close on the back. Oh, the trailer just there. An action-packed Nemesis update once again. Only a couple of days since our last one, but honestly, there's stuff changing every single day here at the moment. And yeah, it's really exciting to see, and we'll bring you as much coverage as we can do. And just before we wrap up today's update, one final look there at these next sections of Nemesis track to go into place, all uncovered and ready to be transported into Forbidden Valley. And I'm sure the next time we're here in a couple of days, we're going to be seeing these in place, which is very exciting. Look at that, the detailing. You really appreciate the size and scale of each track section as well. I mean, look at it just here on the back of the trailer. Like, the trailer's huge, and then that track section takes up the full thing. Amazing. Like, what a project. Well, that brings us to the end of today's Nemesis construction updates here from Alton Towers Resort, the 5th of May 2023. Like I say, throughout this whole project now, we're going to be mentioning the dates just to look back on in the future. I can't wait to watch these back in like 20 years time and be like, we were there when these pieces were going in.
Really exciting.
Or at some point, it'd be really nice if we can capture some footage of the track actually being lifted into place. That's our goal. I'd like to get that at some point. Obviously, a lot of it is being done outside of hours. Well, all of it at the moment is being done outside of hours. And yeah, there's no kind of access access into the park, even roller coaster restaurants. They're doing it after that closes at like 9 o'clock on an evening.
That no one's about at all.
Yeah, for safety reasons, obviously. However, there is a chance maybe when they're lifting in the loop or the first drop, we might be able to capture that from a safe distance outside the park. We'll just have to see, depending on the situation and safety and what's cordoned off and that kind of thing. But that would be great to see. I mean, when we saw the old track coming out last November, we did capture it being lifted up in the air.
So
it'd be really nice to see that. However, I'm just appreciating the fact that Alton Towers are being so open about this, with all the phalanx, Nemesis Subterra returning soon. We don't know when, but soon. And also as well, the fact we can just come and see it so close like this, you know, like it's not just hidden away out the back somewhere, it's here, and the fact it's now unwrapped to come and look at, fantastic.
I think the whole park have done such a good job with the whole marketing aspects, and I can't wait for it to reopen.
Yeah, and the whole kind of hashtag which has all appeared now around Forbidden Valley with that logo, very interesting. There's a lot more to come. We're not even into the summer yet, you know, and we've still got a long time until this ride's going to open. Potentially March 2024 seems to be the projected date for this. That's still like 10 months away, which is crazy. So the 10 months of updates bringing you it all here on the channel. But thanks for joining us here on Theme Park Worldwide. More coming up probably in the next few days, so stay tuned for that. And of course, if you haven't already, make sure you check out our exclusive interview with Bianca, the new divisional director here at Alton Towers. We had a very honest conversation yesterday, so check out that vlog if you haven't already seen it. It's here on our channel. But from Alton Towers, that leaves us with one final thing to say. Get out there and keep on riding. We'll see you in tomorrow's video.